Do you guys like stories? I like stories. Let me tell you a story about what's real and what's fake. So there's this photo making its rounds around the internet that has an LS motor sitting inside of a Tesla, and I swear, if I had $1 for every time someone sent me that picture, I could probably buy a Tesla. Guess what? It's not real. You're looking at a reception desk, and during the build, they thought it would be funny to drop an LS motor in there for a photo op. Little did they know this would make its rounds around the web for years to come and will be sent to me 100,000 times. Next, there's this shaky video on YouTube where a guy is driving really fast and they overlaid V8 sounds on top of a Tesla. But the best part of the video is at the end where they said more videos coming soon. And 2 years later, the only update we have was stir-fried salmon and shrimp noodles, which actually looks delicious, but this is not a V8 Tesla. A few others have tried, realized it's too damn hard, and didn't do it anymore. That's where I come in. If you've heard of me, I'm Richie Bills, known as that black guy that does electric car stuff on the internet. Black guy doing electric car stuff. Hey, that's me. But people don't realize that I'm a gas guy that happens to like EVs. I own a fully built Z06 that I've owned years before any Tesla, a 700 horsepower R7, a tuned BMW i8, and a diesel pickup truck that's waiting on two big turbos because for some reason in my head, I want my 7,000-pound truck to be faster than my i8. Last but not least, the most badass vehicle I own, the absolute unit, the Honey Badger. Full episode on that majestic creature coming soon, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. You're going to love it. As you can see, I hate boring cars. Life is just too short. I'm into electric cars too. If it's fast or at least quick, I don't care what it's powered by. See, my first Tesla, I found a flooded one, rebuilt it using parts of a crashed one, named it Dolores, drove it for a year, gave it to the YouTube channel, Gears and Gasoline. They took it across country on an 8,000-mile road trip without a single problem. And then after that, I gave it to my daughter, and now she drives it every day, in case you were wondering my ability to rebuild a car. Then I rebuilt the flooded Tesla Model X and did the same thing a year later. I got it going again. Then I decided to kick it up a notch and buy a car at auction that was flooded in sewage. And when I got it, well, it was just as disgusting as a car sitting in sewage would have been. Now, after that, my friend Lee and I spent weeks stripping the car down, removing seats, the rear motor, front motor, and made a hell of a video series on it. I even got the kids involved and started disinfecting the interior before we put the good parts in. Now, here's where things went south. Literally, my good friend Sam Crack, who loves bling and driving very, very unreliable older luxury SUVs. You see, Sam wanted in on the action building Teslas too, so he bought a Tesla and he needed parts for his car that was hitting the front. Being the nice guy that I am, I sent him a pallet of Tesla parts for my front end so he could finish his car, and he did. He sold it to my other good friend Alex Palmieri from Legit Street Cars, and he's been driving it since. So I gave Sam all my parts, and now I have a stripped car that doesn't run. I built 3 other Teslas, and so far this one, well, it's just not interesting. I realized after I was done pouring hours of work and money into it, I'd have another Tesla just like the 3 I already have. There's nothing different or even exciting about it. It's almost like eating the same peanut butter and jelly sandwich over and over again, followed by a round of missionary and then crying yourself to sleep. You can change the wheels, wrap, and whatever color you want for the Tesla, but after that, you're done. Unless you suck on Elon's toes, your car will never be faster than it was intended to be, and well, the car gets boring in my opinion. If you can't modify it, then what's the point? All my cars are modded in some way. I tried modifying Teslas and no one really cared because I learned the average Tesla demographic is not a car enthusiast. At the Electrified Garage, we started modifying Teslas, like adding an all-wheel drive system to a car that was previously rear-wheel drive, and people said, why not just buy an all-wheel drive Model 3? Again, not car enthusiasts. Forget modding EVs and doing what was thought to be impossible and promoting sustainability. Just buy another one like the company wants you to do. Or when we converted a 75D to a P100DL, people said, why not just buy a P100DL? Forget the fact we made the car 3 seconds faster 0 to 60 and saved tens of thousands in the process. Just buy another car. Combine that with the fact that Tesla still has full control over the cars, it kind of got old fast. And after spending about 6 minutes on the Model 3 owners forum, I concluded that the majority of people on that site have never owned a car before, and 2 of the most popular posts are, what should I name my car? And I can't believe I just bought my first Tesla. Everyone clapped for me. So I decided to switch to a manufacturer that wasn't like a jealous ex-girlfriend. I bought and repaired and modified an Audi RS7, and when I did, no one threw holy water at me, and the company sold me parts. What a concept. So how do I combine a great looking car, remove the ape-fisted grip from the manufacturer, and still have something left that you'd want? Well, how about a motor swap? Now hear me out. Tesla is all aluminum, super light, and has tons of testing in a wind tunnel. Why not swap the electric motor for a V8. Now, some of you may say, Rich, you're going backwards, EVs are the future. Well, if you think I don't know that, you haven't been paying attention to the Cyberquad I built, electric Rat Rod, electric Mini Cooper, electric pizza delivery car, electric mini bikes, or the several Teslas before that, so I suggest you have a quick seat. I argue I'm going forward. You see, when you build a custom Tesla-based EV and you have a problem with the motor, where do you buy one or get new internals for it? You don't. Tesla won't sell it to you, so you have to dumpster dive to get parts for it, and let me tell you, that gets pretty old. It just seems interesting because for a company that promotes sustainability, they won't sell you the parts to keep your car on the road, they encourage you to buy a new one. That doesn't seem very sustainable. But if I drop a V8 into Tesla, I can call the company that built the engine and get any part for it within hours. In addition to that, I'm making a car that was once a pile of non-working parts instead of buying a new car. You're welcome. Next argument is, why would you make the car slower by putting a V8 in it? Well, let me educate you really quick. The fastest Tesla in the world runs 10.4 seconds in the quarter mile with the cheetah stance update. The fastest LS-powered vehicle in the world has been running in the single digits before I was old enough to walk. So why not join the two? I can combine my love for V8s with the look of a Tesla sedan to make a car I can modify without having to tweet Elon in a Cockney accent and have him charge me $2,000 for something I can do myself. So let's hunt for an LS engine. I knew I wanted to be LS based. Why? Well, I'm an LS snob and I love LS cars. They're also easy to find parts for. When you modify it, nobody questions you. So let's look for an engine, all right? I found this V8 on a website called www.wearedefinitelynotascam.com, and I said to myself, all right, the engine's cheap. I'll take the risk. Plus, it says it's not a scam. So I sent $6,000 to a website for an engine. 3 weeks later, no engine. So I called them up, and this is how the conversation went.
Hi, this is David from Saudi Arabia. I mean Chicago.
Hey, David from Chicago. What part of Chicago are you from?
The nice part.
Okay, cool, man. I gave you $6,000 for an engine weeks ago. I don't have anything yet.
Yes, my best friend was killed by an elephant stampede.
In Chicago? My God, that's terrible.
Yes, but he left me $5 million.
Oh, well, that's good. You want me to send you more money or something to get this thing faster?
Yes, please send more money.
Okay, sounds good, David from Chicago, but how do I know I can trust you?
Listen to my voice. Don't you trust me?
Well, it turns out David, in fact, was not from Chicago, and I was scammed out of another $6,000 mysteriously. Thankfully, there are places that exist like eBay where you can find trustworthy sellers and people that won't ask you to be paid in Trident layer gum or Apple gift cards. Stop being scammed. That millionaire Saudi prince out there does not want to do business with you, and there are no hot singles in your area. Some of the most depressing things I read aren't when EV people on Twitter pretend they don't know what an engine looks like because they bought a Tesla 6 months ago, but when people get shafted on what they hope would be their dream car. In today's world, if you buy your dream car on eBay, your money goes into escrow, and they make certain everything checks out on eBay's vehicle protection program, which covers you against fraud, non-delivery, title issues, or undisclosed defects. So make sure you check them out. But we found a seller on eBay found Lee C Parts selling an LS motor and transmission. Steven and I are going to go up on a little road trip to see if we can check it out, to see if it's suitable for the V8 swap. Let's see what they've got. Yeah, I need this. All right, let's get to work. Maybe they have a motor here, I don't know. It seems like they might have a hood. Maybe there's a motor here somewhere.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
Going for a shot?
I need a motor.
Okay, we have fun.
Can I get a motor here?
Absolutely.
What kind of motors do you guys have?
LS motors, anything else cool?
I knew I came to the right place.
Yes.
Oh, you do have motors here.
This does not look like a salvage yard.
Oh, no. Dude, this is amazing. So what motors are these from? Do you primarily do Camaros, do you Corvettes? What do you usually do?
Corvette, V8, anything LS powered.
Yeah.
A little bit of import stuff as far as like WX, STI, S2000.
Yeah.
A little bit of Evo, but bulk of our business is LS based for now.
All right. I'm looking for something for a swap I'm trying to do.
Okay.
I want something Camaro based.
Okay.
I want it somewhere in like the 2010 region.
Okay.
If you guys would have it or not. No blower, 6-speed manual.
Sure.
And I don't know if you guys have anything here, but that's what I'm
Plenty
looking
of it. One right there, and a nice one sitting right there.
for. On the pallet already.
Now ready to go.
All right, so now with the rear end's there. I have
Yep.
the throttle pedal, which is good. I would need the ECU. I don't know if this has it or not.
Sitting on the other side. Yep.
Okay, and then wiring's already there. Transmission's there. I mean, this looks great.
Complete as complete gets.
I also need the fuel tank.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need an instrument cluster as well.
Go ahead. Put it in. See if we need to move that one. Just move again.
With the motors and transmissions out of these cars, what do they put them in?
I mean, honestly, the swap is the big thing. I mean, obviously, no one's putting them in a Tesla.
Right.
But, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Between BMWs, old hot rods,
Yeah.
there's, I mean, almost anything, you know?
Yeah.
We've had one or two guys that have done them in RX-7s. I mean, I had a couple of RX-7s back in the day that were LS swap.
What's the coolest things that you've heard of someone doing it in? Besides our project, of course.
Funny enough, we had a guy, and this is going to sound really bad because I'm not an IROC Camaro fan by any means, but
Yeah.
local guy right in Dover.
Really?
He came over, and one of the cleanest, beautiful maroon. It's like an '88
IROCs could be very nice.
Same setup. It's an LS3.
Yeah.
TR6060, and it's a beautiful. He sent us some videos. This was going on probably a year or two ago now, and he sent us some videos, man. And the car is gorgeous. I've never seen.
Yeah, I've never seen a good look. Oh, I don't want to say that, but I don't see too many good looking IROCs out
Well,
there.
that's the whole thing, and that's why it kind of resonated with us. Is it was like, man, this guy really went above and beyond with this thing.
Yeah, especially
Anyway,
IROCs.
It's a beautiful car.
I mean, those are known as like the quote unquote mullet cars. And the 2010 Camaro. I just said a quick prayer, you know, rest in peace, old girl, you'll be missed, you know? We are at Dover Scrap Metal, and we're going to be recycling that Camaro that was the donor for the project that I'm working on. It says do not enter, but I have a hard time reading. It wasn't in vain, don't worry.
Rich, that's your car. That is metal.
Hold on. Before you get your panties in a bunch and say, boo-hoo, Rich, you guys destroyed a perfectly good Tesla. My mom could have had that. Wah. This car was a salvage car that had its battery removed along with several other parts. It was passed around the auction for years, ripping several people off before we bought it, so we did everyone a favor by taking a Tesla missing parts off the market so it wouldn't continue to scam people. Again, you're welcome, and yes, I'm using my Cyberquad to get a pallet off a U-Haul trailer, and yes, I need a forklift.
Recycle.
Yeah, recycle, reduce, reuse. So we're going to be, recycling the hood, obviously. That's aluminum. We don't really need that. There's other stuff we need. We need the dash frame to figure out how we're going to position the transmission tunnel once we start cutting that out. Probably going to need the steering column. We're also probably going to need the seats. We're not going to keep these exact seats, obviously.
No, not these ones?
Yeah, no, not these seats.
Yeah, probably not.
Just to get the positioning right when that transmission tunnel is formed. So, yeah, we got some work ahead of us here, clearly.
To say the least.
To say the least. And then also the electronics. We need electronics that go from, you know, the center console all the way back. We probably need some door wiring because on the flood car, that could be toast. We don't really know, but yeah, there's a lot of work to be done here. We're gonna get this thing wrapped up, get it on the truck, and bring it to its final destination, as they say. Whoa, hey.
We didn't need that anyways.
Yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna do this one. Doing the honors. Oof. Thank God I got this Duramax, huh? By 3 different cars. We have the seats, we have the axles, and we have the suspension. And the important part about the seats is that we have to put the seats in the car for measurement purposes, because remember, we have to cut essentially what's a transmission tunnel in a car that never had a transmission tunnel. So we have to make sure the spacing for the seats is correct, because in the car itself, basically this is where the transmission is gonna be in the car, because before you have like a flat yacht floor. Now, like I was saying before, is we have to also have the extra supports that we need and the extra bracings in between that run in between the floors parallel to the seats that support the battery pack. We need additional one of those because again, the twisting motion when you have the engine in the car.
What was that?
There's going to be there's going to be another thing too. The other thing too is what we need your help with: custom axles for sure. Because as you know, the that rear end came out of a Camaro, and getting the rear end and the adaptation to the Tesla splines in the rear, that's what we need help with. So if you know anyone that knows anyone, that'd be helpful.
Or that's you.
Yeah, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. And then also the steering rack. There's a lot to process, and we're gonna cover more and more as more episodes come out. But this is the first step, to kind of getting this puzzle all set. But
making a real V8.
Yeah,
Tesla
making
swap.
a real V8 Tesla. And it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna introduce some new characters to the show, and it's gonna be an overall good time. So I guess just kind of stay tuned to the next episode, and we'll see you guys.
Godspeed.
Godspeed.